Okay, this is a tropical storm Polo, and it's right at this position here. It says the sustained winds are 40 miles an hour, but this is strange because it's blown itself apart, even though it's over 84-degree water, and there's basically no wind shear, at least not shown in the jet stream map. So let's have a look at what it did this morning. Here's daybreak, and the thing just absolutely has blown itself apart, which I think is very suspicious. Okay, in visible light, again, it looks like a nice, reasonable, weak hurricane, I guess. And then a little later, it looks like this. The sun setting. It still has the round shape. But if we go to water vapor mode, as usual, it doesn't look the same at all. And this is at daybreak, and we can see it's getting blown apart. There's no rotation, and it's getting blown apart. And I think the Haarp transmitter up here west of Baja is doing it. And we zoom ahead a couple hours, and it looks even worse. I mean, holy cow. It's not a hurricane. It's been completely blown apart. This water's 84 degrees, and if we look at the jet stream for this area, hey, there's no wind down here. Look at this. There's no wind down here in the jet stream. We look at the surface pressure map for this morning. We can see there was a low pressure. If we look at the much later, we have a low pressure, surface map that looks like this. Well, after dark Saturday night, September 21st, or September 20th rather. Now here is the current jet stream map, and there's just no wind. There's no wind aloft there. What the heck are they trying to say? They say on NOAA, well, NOAA or one of these other, 2 days ago everybody was saying, oh, it's going to hit Cabo San Lucas again. Very powerful, 70 mile an hour. Well, now it's gone. It's actually gone. And they're saying it was 75 miles an hour sustained, expected to strengthen. Now there we go. There we go. Reuters, tropical storm Polo became a hurricane Wednesday night. Maximum sustained winds 75 miles an hour, expected to strengthen. And instead, what did it do? It absolutely fell apart. Completely fell apart, and now we have something that looks like this. Okay, this is another Haarp downburst, only they've done it far away from the transmitter this time. And there's no rotation. The water's 84 degrees. There's no winds aloft. There's no reason it should have blown itself apart like this. Except if we look at how close it is to the transmitter. Here's the transmitter. Sorry, zoom in a little bit. Here's the transmitter, and it's going down here. So it's pretty much at the limit of its ability to transmit that far. But that Hurricane Polo is absolute no-show. And this was 75 mile an hour, expected to strengthen, and instead just absolutely blows itself apart. And just standard procedure, they still show it as a rotating storm. That was at daybreak. Here's at sunset. And actually, if we zoom in just a little bit, and then I'll stop it. Let me step through this a little bit. Stop. Darn. Well, okay, there. Now we'll go back down here. Okay, so this is sunset, and we can see, okay, here's the core of the storm. Here's some real clouds, and then this is all fake over here. Why they keep doing that? I guess because everybody's expecting it to still hang around, and instead they kill it. And again, seems like they killed it on a Saturday when they think nobody's watching, they kill these things on the weekend, and they make it real quick, except it's still hanging around in the satellite photo as being a real thing. Here's the goes east satellite image at daybreak, and yeah, that's fake. Spinning real fast, nice and circular. And now water vapor, and supposedly that's the same thing, just a different satellite wavelength. Water vapor mode. Here's visible mode. Come on, that's a joke. They killed this hurricane. It's gone, and they've still got to keep adding it back to the visible satellite mode. That's for public consumption. I think the computer models and all know it's already gone. In fact, if we look at the latest surface pressure map, they just show it as a little L, and okay, and this guy here is also a late map and shows it as an L, and then it's gone. Okay, anyway, I think I made my point that it's gone. It's broken up again. They just have this habit. I mean, if you think about what happened in Norbert, Norbert came right here 2 weeks ago, and it was about to hit the transmitter, so they downbursted it right out in the open, and that was a very ugly thing because it was so obvious that they did it. Then Odile was in this same position down here, and they actually marched it straight up the spine of Baja, and when it got to this thick part right here on Baja, that's when they downbursted it and broke it to pieces, and then it drifted across the Gulf of California here. And then the oddest thing happened, because this Gulf of California water right here is like 86, 87 degrees. It should have rebuilt right here and gone into Mexico and Arizona as a powerful hurricane, and instead it was broken into like 3 separate areas of rotation, of circulation, and it stayed broken up and then went across into the land. So instead of rebuilding over this extremely warm water, they continued to downburst it, and it never reorganized. It never did rebuild itself. So the third hurricane here, Hurricane Polo, they're not even going to let it get near Baja. They killed it right here. They killed it right here, and it's going to, this water's so warm, it's going to try and continue rebuilding. But if you notice, there is absolutely zero counterclockwise movement here. Meanwhile, we see these shells of humid air being blown out from the center here. This is a Haarp downburst. I really think this meets all the criteria of a Haarp downburst. So that's the end of Hurricane Polo, but they will have to keep downbursting it, or this extremely warm water will rebuild it, because there is no wind shear on the top. There is no wind shear down there. There's no winds aloft. Look at that. And yet they say on the NOAA, they said on the NOAA website that it had weakened and disappeared because of, quote, upper level wind shear. Okay, here we go. It says right here, and this is on AccuWeather.com. After reaching hurricane status Wednesday afternoon, Polo is now a tropical storm on the decline due to disruptive wind shear. What wind shear? There's no wind shear. The only wind shear is coming from the Baja Haarp transmitter, putting a man-made high pressure down on the top of it. Alrighty. So there's more rain. That should have brought rain to California. And I know California is in a horrible state right now. Animals are dying coming into town looking for anything to drink. fires, just nightmare fires that can't be put out. Some of these communities will be literally out of drinking water in 2 months. Unbelievable nightmare stuff. And it's because they're killing these natural rain systems. I'm upset about it. Everybody should be extremely angry about all this. This is a criminal act. Where did this hurricane go? California needed that. It's gone. 3rd hurricane in a row they've killed to keep it out of California. So you know, we've got to work with Dane. Dane Wigington has got the evidence, and everybody's got to join with him. Even though that's just stage 1 of this, there's actually 4 stages to this battle to get control of our climate again, just to let it be natural again. And Dane is stage 1, but it's an essential stage. Okay, thanks for watching, and I do appreciate it.